Ma'am, you understand if you forgive the arrears today that we will not be able to get those arrears back for you in the future?
Yes.
And are you being coerced, threatened, or forced in any way to release those arrears?
Enjoy the video, hit the like button.
Do you both swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you have birds there or some other noise going on there, Mr. Morgan. If you could make sure you're in a quiet place. Maybe you're just moving papers. All right. Mr. Williams, go ahead and proceed.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. We're here on a suit for modification of support order and motion to confirm support arrearage. I asked the court to take judicial notice of the prior order clarifying and enforcing child support obligation entered on February 11, 2015.
Okay, so noted.
Your Honor, in this case, we have a partial agreement. At this time, I would like to read the agreements into the record. Parties agree there has been no family violence in the past 2 years, and neither party is requesting a non-disclosure. Parties agree that the father, no wages are reported for the father. Therefore, the state used the minimum wage presumption to calculate support. Parties agree the mother would like to forgive child support arrears in the amount of $7,681 as of April 13th, 2025. Parties agree the child support arrears judgment after release should be zero. Parties also agree that the mother carries the health insurance currently through her employer at a cost of $32 per month and dental insurance at a cost of $19 per month. At this time, Your Honor, that is the extent of the agreements. I would now like to call the parties to take testimony on the contested issues. At this time, I'd like to call the mother. Ma'am, can you state your full name for the record?
My name is Pam Adams.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you state the name and ages of the child or children we're here for today?
15.
Thank you, ma'am. And in this case, the father was previously ordered to pay you support. Is that correct?
Yes.
And just want to confirm, has there been any family violence between yourself and the father over the past 2 years?
No.
And just to confirm, you are not requesting a non-disclosure of your phone number and address in today's court order. Is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you, ma'am. Did you hear the agreements are previously read out into the record?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Did you hear the agreements are previously read out into the record?
Yes.
Are those still your agreements?
Yes.
Do you believe those agreements are in the best interest of your child?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to accept those agreements?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I want to move on to the contested issues or the issues where there was not any agreement. You minimum wage presumption to calculate income for the father. The state calculated that he has a gross income of $1,256.67 and a net income of $1,046.87. Using that information, the state calculated that child support should be paid in the amount of $262 per month beginning May 1st, 2025. Would you be in agreement or disagreement with child support being set at $262 per month?
Well, I would be in disagreement.
Thank you, ma'am. And could you explain why you be in disagreement?
Mr. Morgan currently pays myself as well as the children and out of pocket every week with groceries. So I feel like that's compensation for what he would be paying through the state.
So how much would you gauge that he's giving you monthly? And you said he's paying for groceries and things like that. Are there any other things that Mr. Morgan currently provides for you and the children? Well, for the children.
Whatever the children need. For example, his daughter had to get a new pump on her car. He just paid that yesterday. Shoes for the son. They range about $200 a pair. His hair was done last week. That's $130. I mean, just whatever the kids need, I just reach out to him or they reach out to him and he sends the money.
Would you say that amount is in excess of the $262 per month that the state is currently requesting to be set at?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
And do you understand when those payments come through the state collections unit that we have more of there's more likelihood that those payments will be received by yourself, ma'am? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, moving on, I want to talk about the health insurance. How is the child currently covered under health insurance?
I'm covering the child.
And how much are you covering specifically for the child themselves per month?
I don't know. I think we added that up because I have 3 children on my account.
So how much are you paying monthly for medical support? Would you agree that you pay around $129.55 per month for you and the children?
Yeah.
And there are four of you on the plan, is that correct?
Yes.
So you're probably paying roughly $32 per month for the cost of the health insurance for the child, is that correct?
Yes.
The state is asking that the father be required to pay to reimburse you for the cost of the medical supports you're paying currently for the children. Would you be in agreement or disagreement for the father to pay you back at that rate of $32 per month beginning May 1st, 2025?
Um, I don't know what to say.
So
Um,
you're essentially, well, the state is essentially requesting that the father reimburse you for the cost that you're paying for health insurance. We've calculated
okay.
that the insurance amount is $32 per month. Would you be in
Right.
agreement or disagreement for the father to reimburse you the cost that you're currently paying for medical support at $32 per month?
Right. So disagreement because he pays me that via cash
So you disagree with the child
bill.
support as well as the medical support, is that correct?
Yes.
And currently, as far as the dental support, you're covering dental support for the child, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're paying roughly $36.93 for you and the other individuals. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the state calculated that to be about $19 per month for the dental support, ma'am. Would you be in agreement or disagreement for the father to repay you the $19 per month you're paying for dental beginning May 1st, 2025? Would you be in agreement with that?
No.
So you're in a disagreement for that. And is your disagreement for the child support, medical support, and dental support all essentially the same reason?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. And as far as the court costs, they're typically assessed to the non-custodial parent. So the state would ask that Mr. Morgan pay back the court costs for today's court hearing. Would you be in agreement or disagreement for the father to pay court costs?
Yes. In agreement.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Your Honor, this time the state passes this witness.
Right, go ahead and call the next witness.
At this time, I'd like to call the father, Mr. Morgan. Can I get you to state your full name for the record?
Christopher Morgan.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. And just to confirm, there's been no family violence between yourself and the mother in the past 2 years. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're not requesting a non-disclosure of your address and phone number in today's court order, correct?
That's correct.
Now, did you previously hear the agreements I read out into the record, Mr. Morgan?
I did.
Are those still your agreements today?
Everything you read out to Pam just now.
The initial portion that I read out to her, as far as the agreed portions, would you like me to repeat them?
I agree with all except the one that I disagreed with you earlier on.
Yes, sir. But as far as the agreements, those are still your agreements? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are you asking the court to accept those agreements?
I am.
And do you believe those agreements are in the best interest of your children?
I do.
Thank you, sir. At this time, I'd like to talk about the contested issues. We used the minimum wage presumption to calculate support for you, Mr. Morgan, as we had no wages reported by your employer. Using that information, we calculated child support to be in the amount of $262 beginning May 1st, 2025. Would you be in agreement or disagreement with child support being set at $262 per month beginning May 1st, 2025?
I disagree.
Thank you, sir. As far as the medical support, the mother is currently paying $32 per month, and the state is asking that you reimburse the mother beginning May 1st, 2025. Would you be in agreement or disagreement with reimbursing the mother for the cost of medical support?
As I stated to you earlier, to her directly, if she sees fit for that, but not through the courts. So we worked that out on our own as co-parents.
I understand, sir, but I'm just getting on the record the things that you agree and disagree with. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, as far as the dental support, the mother is currently providing that at $19 per month. And when the state is asking that you reimburse her at that cost beginning May 1st, 2025, would you agree or disagree with that?
The same answer as medical.
Thank you, sir. So just to confirm, you're in disagreement with the child support, medical support, and dental support being set today. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And court costs are typically assessed to the non-custodial parent in today's case. Would you be in agreement or disagreement with paying court costs for today's hearing?
I disagree with that.
And could you explain to the court why you disagree with the court costs as well?
Yes, I can. I talked to the Attorney General by phone probably a year or so ago. They told me that in order for her to dismiss the child support altogether, she would have to just fill out a form that they have and send it in signed, and that they would discontinue. So I don't understand why it was set to have to go to court, and let alone why I would be charged for it. So that's the reason why I disagree. I didn't feel
Thank
it
you,
was
Mi-
necessary.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Do you do understand that there is cost associated with the proceeding to get you in order and get you in front of the judge today? Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. And as far as the child support, medical support, and dental support, have you been providing support for the mother outside of your child support obligation? Have you been providing additional funds?
Yes, sir.
How much of you do you would you argue that you've been providing weekly to the mother?
I never really added it up. As she said, I check in with my children every day, and they tend to contact me by phone or text and let me know what they need. She does as well, and as long as I'm able to provide for them, I give them whatever I have.
So you're essentially saying, sir, just to make sure I'm clarifying, you don't have any disagreement with necessarily the amounts that are supposed to be provided. You just would rather provide those amounts without the court's interaction. Is that correct, Mr. Morgan?
That is correct.
Thank you, sir. Your Honor, at this time, I would like to recall the mother for one more clarifying issue, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you understand if you forgive the arrears today that we will not be able to get those arrears back for you in the future?
Yes.
And are you being coerced, threatened, or forced in any way to release those arrears?
No.
Your Honor, at this time the state passes witness and the state rests.
Okay. Very simple there, and you're not gonna like my answer. The answer is gonna be no. Um, so we're waiving the child support arrears that are owed right now, but you're gonna have to pay child support, medical support, and dental support through the state. It sounds to me like someone's lying about their income because it's not minimum wage if you're providing as much as you say you are. It should be a higher number, but I'm not gonna get into that today. So you will have to continue to pay child support, medical support, dental support until the child turns 18 and finishes high school, or we come back to court and we increase the number. It's not going to be lower because this is at minimum wage, so it's already at the lowest it's going to be. I'm not doing a zero child support order, no matter how much you two agree. The only way we can do is to modify it, and that's by increasing it. So, child support is 262 a month. Medical support is $32 a month. Dental support is $19 a month. The Attorney General's office will need a couple weeks to process the order to do the release. Court costs bill to Mr. Morgan. It costs money every time you file a case. You can't just sign away a paper. It doesn't make anything happen. You still have to come to court. Every time you come to court and file a petition, there's costs associated with that. And so somebody's got to pay it. State's not going to pay it. You have to make your payments through here. If you're going to be self-employed or whatever it is you're doing, you have to send in your own payments through the Attorney General's office, or you're going to wind up behind again. If you want to do anything in addition to that, that's fine. You can do any additional part separately than the child support order, or you can pay it through the child support office too if you like, whichever you choose. But these payments have to be made to the child support office, even if you don't like it, even if you don't agree. All right. The Attorney General's office will put that in an order, email y'all a copy. You're done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.